Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far as Halo continues to take interesting strides. Doug St. Martin getting roasted a little bit on the timeline by some amateur players last night. Crimsix, of course, comes to the rescue. The school bully is back in the Doug St. Martin on this occasion. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting that like button is the best thing you can do. Tap this channel to reach new people, and please consider subscribing as well if you have not yet already. Firstly, this from Cloud9. They won HCS Raleigh just a couple of days ago, and well, this is kind of the thing, right? In Call of Duty right now, I don't even know if for the majors last year, there was an official trophy given out. I don't really understand it. I remember the home series back in Modern Warfare, like there was no trophy that the teams would get, because for whatever reason, I guess they thought, like, it should be the team's responsibility putting on the home series to get the trophies. Therefore, the CDL didn't really give them one. And I guess last year there was a Champs trophy at least, but still, for the regular season majors, I'm not even sure there really was an official trophy. So, you know, congratulations to the Halo guys actually giving a trophy to Cloud9. Like, well, that's more than the Call of Duty guys seem to get at the present time, at least. Like, I'm pretty sure Simp last year, he had to make his own, like, he had to make his own MVP trophy, or, like, had to make his own trophy or medal or something for the event, so just not really sure what's going on there. Hopefully they can fix that for this year. This also I thought I'd mention, just because from the Halo side, going into Anaheim in the new year, I think it starts in February, but still, going into that next event, there are some thoughts as to what console they're actually going to be playing on. Are they going to be playing on the Xbox Series X or the PC? Because the PC had loads of crashing issues at this most recent event, right? That was causing all sorts of chaos the first couple of days in the main matches. The entire open bracket, though, was played on the Xbox. Now, no, they're kind of discussing this internally with 343 and the HES guys as to whether they're actually going to use the PCs or just play on the Xbox Series S, because maybe quite a different environment, really, if you're going from playing the open bracket on the Xboxes, then going to the PC. But, you know, maybe the Xboxes have much greater stability at the present time, and it was kind of also confirmed going forwards that, you know, it's a very decent possibility that things will actually stay on Xbox unless PC is, well, proven to be better, right? And it's kind of interesting just in relation to some of the Call of Duty questions there's been the last couple of years, just because we kind of know that PC definitely has a load of problems for Call of Duty, at least in terms of hackers and cheaters and this type of stuff. Last season there was a fair bit of talk about, okay, should the players go back to a PS5, a PS4, whatever, and actually play on that, because cheaters are much less of an issue on those consoles than on the PC. Of course, we hope we've kind of got past that when Ricochet officially arrives into multiplayer, but still, it's kind of interesting to see Halo definitely weighing up the options between the two of them. This I also thought I'd mention here from Spartan, because we know there was a fair bit of trash talk coming out from him during the event about the guys, Booby Dooby, these guys that dropped him before the event, and well, he goes on to kind of say, look, I'm going to still be hype and passionate and stuff like this, but I'm going to drop some of the trash talk out of the game. I'm not sure I fully buy this, but you know, we'll see how this goes going forward, because some of these guys, the entertainment between them is always entertaining. He reckons he's going to calm down the trash talk, but you know, when the pressure's on and the passion's there in a loud environment against a team that drops you, it's well, it's tough to get past it at times, most certainly. Just wanted to discuss this as well from Burns, of course, on the E United side, winning the World Championship back in the 2019 days on Black Ops 4, also making the grand finals here at the most recent HCS Raleigh Major. In these kind of non-franchise environments, E United seem to do really well with not all that many resources. So as they say, this is what their thought process is potentially to help the CDL fix the kind of amateur scene. Now, I think this is a good idea. Now, look, whether the organizations actually want to go ahead and do this, because, well, it's kind of tough to say. And as well, he says right here, Activision gives orgs resources. Some people are kind of saying, yeah, you lost me at that point. But still, a potential solution to this bracket would be to, well, force the teams effectively to fund 12 academy teams. Now, Activision could give them the resources to do this. The 12 academy teams fight for 4 spots, which bleeds into a 16-team major playoff bracket. Now, you know, to me, I think that this would create so many, like, conflict of interest issues, potentially. Like, let's say the Optic Academy team makes it through the bracket and plays the Optic team, and even if this kind of second Optic team, kind of similar to, like, Optic Nation, right, back in the Advanced Warfare days and Ghost days, I'm pretty sure, for a little bit as well, like, if they play the main Optic team, then, of course, there's an incentive for the other team to deliberately throw, right, and let the other team win. So these kind of issues can arise, but it's not something we haven't seen before in Call of Duty, and it probably would make a more interesting situation. I just think that the idea in general of having academy teams, like, well, forced effectively by the league, would make the challenges ecosystem way more healthy, because right now there's no incentive for these organizations to actually create academy teams. The Subliners had one last year, the Ravens might have had one for a little bit of time, time. And of course, Los Angeles Guerrillas last year, they certainly had one as well. But eventually they kind of went away because the ecosystem and the support from the other organizations wasn't really there. If it was mandated that the teams had to have an academy squad, that even if those squads can't ever actually play against the pro teams, I think that would just make the challenges a much more healthy ecosystem with actual, you know, contracts and stuff like this that actually create a legitimized tier 2. And right now we don't really have that. And well, as Doug Leave says from LAG, like my question would be this: who's paying for all of this? Activision requires each team to pay 2 times the players, and Activision now has to host 2 times the players on LAN, which is very true. But you know, I guess they have the resources to do so if they wanted to. They've got to think about the tier 2 of the scene, because actually getting the next up-and-coming pro players is not an easy challenge to answer at the present time. This also then from last night. So there was some drama going on, really. There were some tournaments that were going down. People were getting, well, incredibly reverse swept on. This is a ridiculous comeback down 180 to 249. Parasite's team Canada goes down 250 249. So they get completely incinerated here on the Tuscan hardpoint. But there was also some other amateur stuff going on last night. I mean, look at that turn on. You just, well, you can't make this kind of stuff up. But, well, Doug St. Martin, he was catching some strays on the timeline. As Hollow says right here, I love farming Doug for streaks. So I was saying, yeah, Doug's an easy kill. We're going to take him down, no problem at all. Get some free streaks up for the boys. Now, Censor's not going to take this. He comes back in the reply. You're a beast, kid. Definitely next up. P.S. I can farm your teammates too. So I think one of these gunfights, like early on here, he lost a gunfight to Hollow. He's like, okay, how did I even lose that? And then after he loses the gunfight, he comes straight through and, well, guns the entirety of the rest of his team, gets some streaks as well, and kind of, you know, slap him back a little bit on the tablet against Hollow right here. Hollow's, of course, been around for a little bit of time. He was on the Optic Gaming Los Angeles team. I'm not really sure how he lost that gunfight. That was kind of crazy. But he was on that OGLA squad right during there, well, alongside Drazah, of course, on the OGLA squad towards the end of the season when they went to the World Championship there with Hollow on the team. I was kind of wondering where Hollow had gone to be honest, but I guess he's still around competing in the Challenger side. Now, as well, Doug says here, you know, I need a Hollow clip of this. That kill was really to show how insane the kill Hollow out of me was. You know, the farming just happened coincidentally, right? I'm just way too good for these kids. Now, well, Crimsix comes in the reply and drops the absolute beamers. Doug would farm almost 2, maybe even 3 of you on bench press though, you little twerp. Enjoy your fighter pilot that's probably going to team kill. Your streaks won't even cross Doug's mind, but he's in the Range Rover on his way to the Iron Paradise Pussy. Just love to see it. So Crimsix, he occasionally will just come up with something like this that you just think, okay, this guy's absolutely next level. He also does this as well. Like, he doesn't just do the tweet. He does this kind of make it a quote type thing, and he puts it on the timeline. Mess with the ball, you get the hordes. I got you, Censor. So, you know, Crim's definitely been having Censor's back as of late, right? He said that basically, like, he thinks that if anyone should get the spot on the Boston team, it's going to be Doug St. Martin. Now, in fairness, there's no substitute yet confirmed for the New York Subliners, so maybe Doug returns to the New York Subliners and joins as the substitute for that roster. I doubt that's going to be the case. I know that Doug wants to be a starting player. He wants to be respected as such, but still, if he gets offered another sub spot, would he take it? Who knows? Because some of these rosters, they may well want to switch things up and give Doug an opportunity. I just think a lot of the pro players don't respect Doug enough in terms of actually being a top tier talent to actually give him a spot in the team if the opportunity was arising. But still, it might happen at one point or another. Crim's definitely been giving us some gas, and of course, Censor streams everything, so a lot of these coaches actually get to see, look, Doug's actually not too bad at this game. He's probably better at this game than he has been in many of the other ones. And I mean, Crim doing his best to support his boy on the timeline when the opportunity arises. Wanted to discuss this as well from TJ and some of the FaZe guys, because, well, as TJ says, internet is all mental, but, well, RC's kind of disagrees. Nah, this is the worst online COD of all time. For some reason, from my memory at least, whenever playing at Sledgehammer games in the past, those are the games that have had the most, like, internet impact to me. I remember, like, Advanced Warfare, for example, if you were not on host, for, like, if you were playing a game battles match or something, and the other team was host, like, you could just get completely incinerated, have no chance at all. And it was the same real story in World War II, I think. So this game, I'm not surprised that for online Call of Duty, it may be the most internet dependent or kind of the worst online CODs that Arcitys seems to have ever played. And I mean, just speaking of that, I mean, this is kind of crazy here on Tuscan. He's sitting in the back with the auto, tries to take down one guy, and then just sees a guy spawn in the back, and then sees another guy spawn and it just runs through. Like, just mind-blowing stuff. Every single day, there's at least one clip like this that I like to share of just some crazy stuff happening here in Vanguard. Like, they did their best to try and break the spawns here in the back, but, you know, it just wasn't to be at the end of the day, despite winning this scrim relatively comfortably, at least a specific map. Now, given we were talking earlier today about some of these games, like, well, for example, this game in Vanguard, that for some reason they bring back maps that people don't necessarily really want to be brought back, like USS Texas, that may be arriving, may not be arriving, we shall see. Now, I just wanted to mention this from Call of Duty Mobile, because they seem to absolutely kill it, and they're bringing back these maps to the game. So Hacienda, Hard Hat, and they're bringing like a Chinese version of Nuketown, which looks kind of cool. They've got a new score streak coming in. Like, I don't really understand how COD Mobile seems to do everything right. They have like kind of one game that is consistent over time, but they bring back new maps all the time. And Hacienda from Black Ops 4 was just such a nice map, to be honest. I'm not sure quite how well it would play in 4v4. as something that would be quite good though. Hard hat for Modern Warfare 3, like this kind of Nuketown variant. Like, I don't know, they just seem to do so much stuff right. It just seems like, looking at this, it'd be really good to see one day that Call of Duty come out with like a competitive focused Call of Duty game, which is basically like a COD mobile, but on console, right, or on PC, where you can play this, like, you have all the classic maps, all the classic weapons, and it's just like an all-time best of Call of Duty type thing. Now, I'm guessing they're thinking that might hurt their bottom line in terms of preventing people from buying a new COD every year if the current one is so good, but maybe there's a long-term future in which that happens, and that could be a long-term mainstay for competitive Call of Duty, but of course some optimistic thought process there, I'm sure. This also I wanted to mention just as we close out the video, the 10 youngest world champions in Call of Duty history. Pretty remarkable statistics. I know that Attach is the youngest by quite some way, 18 years, just over 2 months, back in 2015 when he won the Advanced Warfare World Championship. You also got Simp right up here when he won the Black Ops 4 champs, 18 years, 195 days. Interestingly enough, actually, I guess this makes a fair bit of sense, but just kind of crazy to think about, that Furico Impact team from back in the Black Ops 2 days, Parasite, Karma, Miracles, and Killer, they were all under 20 when they won that. Parasite was only 18, 261 days. Karma, just slightly older than him. But, and then Illy and Shotzi, for example, in 2020, they were both, well under 20. And, I mean, yeah, Ace actually was under 20 in 2014, and aBeZy, of course, alongside this as well. So just kind of crazy to see how this develops over time. But, I mean, yeah, I wonder if anyone will break Attach's record, because you got to be 18 to compete at the World Championship, and, well, I guess Attach was just about old enough to get it done. It would be, well, it'd be quite some coincidence if someone gets it done nowadays. It probably actually wouldn't happen anymore, right? Because you've got to be 18 from the start of the year, I guess, theoretically. Unless there was some team that brought in a player, like, towards the end of the season, and then subbed him in, and then immediately won the World Championship. Because any player that played the entire season would have to be 18 from the start of the year, which would mean they wouldn't be able to break Attach's records by the time Champs came around, because Champs used to be earlier in the season. Pretty sure the Advanced Warfare one was back in March. But yeah, definitely an interesting time. Very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit in the like button. Tells the YouTube gods this is a good video, and looks like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thanks for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
The trades have been great. This energy is absolutely wild. It's insane. It's Team Canada.
I can't believe this.
Choking this whole entire map and giving GGD so much of right here in this moment. Parasite! Away. No!
No way!
Comes through and GGDD, take it, GG. Death has been delivered on the map. Team GGDD win it 250 to 249.